So you're thinking about exploring India, or maybe you've already decided but you're unsure of what to expect when you get there? Stay tuned. Welcome back, Travel Nation, part 2 of your expectations versus reality for India. Today we're going to wrap up the top 11 things that I expected and then what my reality was. The other thing that I had a misconception about or thought would be just like here is that I could go and rent a car and drive myself. I also thought, oh, it's a big city, they have public transportation, I can take the train. Neither of these is recommended at all. As a foreigner, you do not want to drive in India. Remember how I told you how it's 6 lanes out of a 2-lane road? Okay, you get where I'm going. You don't want to drive there. The other thing is local trains, the commuter trains. We've all seen the images of people hanging off the side of the train, riding on the top of the train. Those are accurate. That is the way it is in Mumbai, especially during rush hour. It is a sight to see. If you get a chance to go to the train station and just watch that happening, it's crazy. But you don't want to be one of the people riding the train as a foreigner. It's not going to be comfortable for you to do so. Your best bet is to hire a car, and most companies that you hire a car through will provide a driver for you. So it makes it very simple. You tell the driver where you want to go and they are kind of at your disposal for that day. You negotiate a price and you go from there. I'm going to go to the next point, which is shopping, and this kind of ties into the driver. So if you're going to a tourist area, a lot of these drivers will make friends with some of the shop owners, and they will take you to, if you say you want to go shopping, your driver will take you to the shop, and he will receive a commission if you purchase anything. So if they're taking you to somewhere that you don't want to go, or you weren't interested in going, or you didn't even ask to go shopping and they're taking you to a shop, just be aware that that's a thing. You can just tell them that, no, I'm not interested in shopping right now. I would like to go here. Or if you've done your research and you know of a popular shopping area in the destination you're going to, and that's where you want to go, make sure the driver takes you to that location and not to a specific shop. So with shopping, what I will say is if you are in a big shopping mall, because Mumbai and a lot of big cities now have these big fancy shopping malls, very westernized and everything, where you could just walk around and browse and shop like you would here. What you will likely do when you go shopping is shop at some of the storefronts that are more older style, where it's a single shop. There may be several of them along a street, but they are kind of the mom and pop, privately owned stores. And that's likely where you will want to do some of your souvenir shopping. Now, it's very common, and what I expected was that everything was going to be cheap. Obviously, when you're coming from the West, your currency has an advantage over the Indian rupee, and so everything feels like it'll be just really cheap. Well, just be cautious that you are a foreigner, and when you walk into a shop, everybody knows you're a foreigner. Your price goes way up. They don't have price tags on things for the most part, and most prices, well, I will just say there are no fixed prices in India, especially at small shops. Even if it has a price tag on it, because we did come across a couple where they would stick a price on there, even that price is negotiable. If you walk in, you're going to obviously have to ask how much something is, unless it's clearly marked, which normally they are not. And if you have to ask, just know the first price is the absolute highest price they feel they can charge you based on what you look like and where they are thinking you live. So if they think you're from the United States, that's going to be one price. If they think you are from the UK, that might be another price. If they think you're from Australia, that could be another price. But know that it's the absolute highest price that they think they can get out of you. They are counting on the foreigners to not understanding that they can barter. I think they know that Westerners, for the most part, are a little uncomfortable with the bartering process. It's kind of foreign to us. So, but barter everything. Well, an expectation I had was that it's hot there, so I can wear my summer clothes. I can wear, my sundresses, I can wear my shorts and my tank tops and just be comfortable because the humidity and the heat is so high. Well, the reality is India is a very conservative country, so you need to be aware of that and respectful of that. As a woman, it's frowned upon, let's say, for you to wear anything low cut or revealing. Tank tops or sleeveless tops are not really accepted or widely seen. Neither are short skirts or short shorts. You want to feel comfortable, and it's not that you can't wear what you would wear here. You can absolutely, there's no laws against it, anything like that. You can wear whatever you like, but understand you're going to be attracting the wrong type of attention from many, many eyes, women and men alike. So just be aware of that and dress how you're comfortable, but also more conservative than you would maybe at home. We want to be respectful when you're traveling to another country and in another culture. And if you know that they dress more conservative there, then you should probably follow suit. And what is more fun than actually purchasing a salwar kameez or something along those lines and wearing that? Because then you're in traditional Indian dress, so you know you're on the right path. So getting back on the topic of people, one of the expectations I had was with language. Now, I knew that they are taught English in school, but I thought with the accent and the fact that they speak primarily British English, that we were going to have some difficulty communicating. So the reality is, yes, there was some of that. There was some miscommunications and things, but what I learned was how much slang we use in America. You do not realize how much slang is in our everyday speech until you go and speak to somebody from a foreign country who has English as maybe a second language. We use so much slang. So you have to constantly be mindful of how you're speaking, the rate of speech that you're using, because we also speak very quickly, and our accent is foreign, and throw in the fact that we use a lot of slang and you're just asking for a communication meltdown. They do use British English, so if you can learn any of the terminology that is in British English versus American English, like a lift versus an elevator, or a lorry versus a semi-truck, just simple things like that will definitely help you along the way. So still on the subject of people, the expectation I had was that it's tourism as normal. That yes, I would probably stand out a little bit considering I'm tall, I have blonde hair, all of those things, but that it wouldn't be anything different for them. I will just say that the Indian people are very curious. They see a foreigner, and while tourism is growing rapidly in India, it's still not to the level that it is in some other countries around the world. And so as a foreigner, you do stand out, and they don't see foreigners as often as you would think. And even though you have more foreigners that are even living there and working there and going to school there and things, it's still not as popular. It doesn't happen as often as it does other places. So when they see a foreigner, they're very curious. They are curious of who you are, where you came from, and some will ask you where you're from. One of the things that kind of took me off guard is that people will come up to you sometimes in tourist locations. This happened to me. A family came up and handed me their child to take a picture with them. Sometimes they don't know who you are and they think that you might be somebody famous or a celebrity. Other times they are just enamored by the fact that, oh, it's a Westerner, let's take a picture with them. So I'm not sure exactly all the reasons why that happens, but it does. So just go with your comfort zone. If you don't want a picture taken, don't feel that you're being rude. It does happen from time to time. It's just kind of an oddity because we're not used to that here. But overall, Indian people are very friendly, but they are curious about you, and they will ask questions, and they will stare at you quite a bit. And don't feel you need to engage with that. So like here, if you if somebody's staring at you and you catch their gaze, you might smile at them or you might say hello to them. And they will politely usually look away or smile back. That's not how it is there. When they're staring at you, they're trying to figure you out. So they're not looking for a response from you. They're just staring at you. So just go about your business and it'll be fine. So finally, I have to talk about the food, because my expectations of the food was that it was going to be super spicy to the point where I was really concerned about it. I didn't know if I was going to be able to handle that level of spice or if I would even like it. Well, let me just tell you the reality. There is such a variety of spice levels. And when I say that, I mean, you know, the spicy that you think like burning your tongue on fire spicy. There's a variety of levels of that, and they are very accommodating. But then the more common is the spicy referring to how flavorful it is. It's nothing to do with the temperature or the heat in the dish. It means that it has such a variety of richness and flavors combining together that it is spicy or full of spice. And you go to a restaurant and they, again, back to the people, they know you're a foreigner, they will ask you oftentimes if you're okay with a certain spice level or if you would like it, you know, toned down. They're very accommodating. If you tell them anything that you're not comfortable with or you have a question about a dish, they're more than happy to adapt that dish to your liking. Their goal is to serve you and they want you to be happy with the dish. So just be prepared for that. The food is delicious. It's amazing. One other note on food though, I will say I have not personally eaten roadside food. My husband was dead set against it because he doesn't even eat roadside food, being born and raised in Mumbai. Yes, you're playing a little bit of roulette with that, even though most of the food is fried and cooked. You don't know what you're getting. You don't know how sanitary the conditions are that they're cleaning, that they're making it in, and so just be careful. You know, you have to be careful with a lot of different things, water, certain foods and things like that. You just do need to be aware. Deli belly is a real thing. You will likely get it once on your journey. Hopefully you don't. I've had it every single time I've gone, and I've gone 5 times. And I am always careful with what I eat. But it's just bound to get you sometimes. Our stomachs, I don't think, are 100% used to the level of spices and richness of the food, and sometimes that gets you a little upset. To wrap up, India is an incredible country with a rich history, amazing people, unbelievable cuisine, and will be an experience that you will never forget. I hope you have learned something through this video, and if you would like to share your own expectations versus reality of your very own India trip, please share them in the comments below. If there's anything I didn't cover in this video and you have more questions about, again, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to answer. I look forward to your feedback and your input. So please subscribe, ring the bell so you don't miss my next video, which is going to be all about my trip to Mumbai and Goa back in 2005. I can't wait to share that with you guys. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'll leave the information down below, and look forward to seeing you next time, Travel Nation, on the Travelin' Cheesehead.